Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another part of Let's Play Eador Imperium scenarios. In the previous part, we finally finished the sorcery scenario, so today we are starting a new one, and that's gonna be the Baron's Rebellion, the Legate scenario. And Legate is a hero that I actually don't know what to think about. So first, let's actually get into the scenario, read the description, because even though I read it some time ago, I should probably read it again, since I forgot what the scenario is about. And then I'm gonna talk about the Legate for a while and what my problem with it is. So several mighty rival barons have risen openly against the central authority and proclaimed their independence. The Imperial Legate Camilla must suppress the separatist leader. Okay, so actually, it seems that our goal here might be to kill a hero, not kill all the AIs, but, well, often it's actually no matter what the goal is, if you kill every single, or if you conquer every single capital, the scenario ends anyway. Same as the sorceries where I expected that we'd have to search for the province, and all we had to do was just kill everyone, and then the scenario ended. Okay, even at the height of Empire's power, the powerful feudal lords of western reaches possessed high degree of autonomy and ever were the source of nefarious plotting and mutiny. Now, as military defeats on the south threw the Empire into crisis, these forces threatened to tear it apart for good. Several mighty riverland barons have risen openly against the central authority, massacred the imperial garrison, and proclaimed independence. Only Rudimar, the Marquis of Oldfields, remained true to his vassal oath. With his support, the Imperial Legate Camilla must suppress the separatist leaders. Okay. In order to stall the advance of the rebels, Rudimar has ordered to destroy the bridges leading to Oldfields. The rivers surrounding his Demes, no, I don't know how to pronounce this word really, never seen it before, can still be crossed at the forts in Old Windmills and the east, and in Trayton at the western border. So crossed at the one. Okay, so we have two river crossings, it seems, and here is the Legate description, but don't have to read that since I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, how does it look like? How many opponents we have? We have 3 competent opponents, and let's have a look around the map. Okay, nothing coming from the south, so one side is secured. The map. Oh no, it's large enough. Here is one. Here's another one. Oh, that's quite a few provinces. Look how large it seems to be. Pretty long border there. So we have green, blue, and where's the last one? Here. They're pretty close. But since we are starting with a couple of tier 2 units, maybe it's not that surprising. And we are starting with 2 heroes, level 2 commander with some imperial units, and a legate with some tier 2 units. So, now when we look at the legate, I actually don't know where to start with this problem. So the special ability of the legate is that she is, how they say it in the game, she's trained to lead the elite forces of the Imperium, or something like that. So that means she can't lead tier 1 units, and since level 10 she can't lead tier 2 units. I think it is since level 10. Is it in the description? Can command increased amount of buff. Okay, and to compensate for this disadvantage, you can have more units of higher tiers. But this may seem nice, having an army composed only from high tier units. But when you think about how Eador works, getting to higher tier units is usually pretty difficult. Here we are starting with some tier 2 units, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But how hard is it to get tier 3 units in our current situation? We have 1000 gold. Let's check our castle. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We don't have citadel yet. So to get the tier 3 units, we have to invest quite a few coins. That's thousands of gold we have to invest to get tier 3 units. And here is my problem with the Legate. We're gonna get to level 10 a lot sooner than we get enough gold to get tier 3 units. And on level 10, we're gonna lose the ability to lead tier 2 units. We're gonna lose this row. At least that's what I heard. But it's written that way in the description of the hero as well. So uh, at that point, even though we'll have quite a few tier 3 slots open, we won't have anything to fill them with, and we can't fill them with the tier 2 units. Uh, Again, I haven't tried this again, but I heard that. So we can maybe try this out and try to actually use tier 1 unit in the tier 2 slot. And you can see that it doesn't work. So once we lose this row, we won't be able to use these guys in the higher tier. It really can be used only for tier 3 units, and since we won't have tier 3 units at level 10, the hero becomes completely useless. And this is even worse when you want to start with the Legate and you are starting with only tier 2 row open, and you never start a new shard with tier 2 units unless you like heavily invest during a campaign, transfer tier 2 units, but that's so expensive that you very rarely would do that or could afford to do that. So Legate is impossible to start with. You just don't have anything that you could use with it or with her. So that significantly decreases her usefulness. If she is meant to be a hero for the late game only, where you start with some hero and later you are given the option if you want to stay on the shard to create a huge invincible army with looks like 3 hydras or something like that. But is it really necessary? I would say all other heroes in the end game can build armies that are strong enough. Giving them more or creating a hero who can have more is basically just win more. We already can kill almost anything or probably everything. So like this we'll be able to kill everything faster. That's all this gives us. And yeah, the hero, I don't see any use for her. That's it. I just think that the design at this point is flawed and it has to be remade because if or I want to have the option to play with the hero, to level the hero, to use it from the start to the end. If I can't do that, how often do I stay on the shard, or how often do I want to pick a new hero in the middle of the shard and start leveling it from scratch when I already have heroes who can clear almost everything I can find on the map? So yeah, I will play the Legate here. I will get to level 10, then we'll see if we can get some tier 3 units at some point to continue. But this is my problem with her. I think it's really significant problem. They should maybe, actually I don't know how they would solve this. Just allow the use of lower tier units in the higher ranks. So you would just start and use tier 1 units and tier 2 units later. And if you want to, you could just stay longer, lever her up more, get the economy and get the buildings in the capital, stay with her to the late game and get that strong army in the end. Like, make her a super strong late game commander with this huge high tier armies, but make her useful for the early game as well. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. So let me know in the comments. But I've been thinking about her for a while. I think she has some real nice potential, but at this point, there has to be some change to really get the potential out of her. So yeah, but let's just start playing. Honestly, I'm even thinking about ignoring her. She's when you look at her, it's just commander with the weird like possible army compositions. We have level 2 commander with tier 2 slot open. I'm thinking just grabbing the Centurion, use her as an exploration bot. She can handle ambushes very easily, and we just test the Legion with the commander. I think the advantage of the Legate is that she gets something like a discipline, so she boosts the Legion units. But you just get to level 10, then had to get back to the commander anyway, so may as well do it now, and I think I'm gonna do it. If you guys expected something amazing from the Legate when I played, I don't think that it's possible right now even. And I think if we get tier 3 units early, by some miracle, I can easily swap back to her. We should get some levels maybe from exploring, open up tier 3 slots, and then we could just try to use both heroes. But right now, if I want to finish the scenario without problems, I think the commander is the safe bet, and this would be just a big gamble that most likely wouldn't pay off, and we would have to restart. So, too bad, Legate. Big disappointment. You need a change. Spells. Here we need a change as well. Let's give her fatigues. And how does it look like with our capital? Oh, we still have 26% to go, so let's start exploring with her and commander. Okay, so let's have a look on our units if we want to redo or rework the army. First, tier 2. So we have an officer, so everyone with discipline gets extra attack and doesn't lose morale from dying units, I think. Imperial Lictors can even boost non-disciplined units, while consuls have the effect range increase. Okay, those are higher tier units, the last sentence. Here we have the discipline, so that means as long as the Imperial units are stacked up, they get bonuses to defense and range defense and resistance as well. Up to +3. And you have decimation, Psycho Soldier, restore morale. I don't think you're gonna use this too often. What else? Raise shield. Um, Legionnaire doesn't have a discipline, but I think he can get it as a level up, so we can use him. Skirmisher. I heard a lot about this guy. Again, doesn't start with discipline, but it's Legionnaire, so you should get it at some point. And here we have 3 areas. They do start with the discipline. And first strike, do they both have first strike? It seems that they started with first strike. Okay, so we're gonna keep these 3 guys stacked up for the maximum bonus. I'm not sure that I want to keep the skirmisher. I'd rather get the healer instead. I hear that he's good, but I don't know. Oh, we can't get the healer. We get the monk, but we want a monk. And we afford to take a monk. I'd rather keep that. Oh, I don't remember names. The Centurion. Hmm. And again, I haven't played the scenario ahead, so this is basically the first time I'm really looking into the scenario. So some decisions may take a while. Now I'm thinking about spells. I think I have to take Sanctuary, at least for a while, take some Cure Wounds. At least one. And also we'll have the Chalice of Life. Chalice of Life ritual available. We don't have any healing, so we're gonna need that. Once we get another T2 slot open, we're gonna grab one monk. How does it look like with our economy, by the way? 11.7, not amazing. We have 149 gems. We're gonna have to work on that. Okay. Spells. No, I don't need any of these right now. What I want is Cure Wounds and Double Fatigue. If we get the Magic level up, I'm gonna grab another Cure Wounds. We are starting with Leadership, which means Morale and Experience and Initiative and Stamina. By the way, let me have a look on the abilities of the Legate. Is it the same? No, she has improved leadership. That's one of their advantages over the commander. Here she gets officer +1, so that's the boost to attack the units around, and here she gets those extra high tier units, another level to officer. And morale is, I mean, leadership is pretty good for her. Anything else is different? This is the same, and this is the same as well. Maybe I'll try to level her with how's it called, illusionary battle later when we can afford it. Just see her other abilities, so we can at least see something from her. It's not just another commander that we play and we won't have like any information about the Legate. I'd at least want to see this comparison of all her possible abilities to commander. Oh, and by the way, we can maybe change some gear. Let me see. Probably just the helmet, I would say. And the rest we can keep. How many hit points do you have? 23. So now, let's have a look on our provinces and locations. Free settlement, barbarians, brigands. It's not too bad. We already have 3 provinces. Those are pretty happy. Don't have to worry about that. Exploration. They are not explored, so that's good for us. They should be a good source of locations if we need that. And what about our capital? Undead should be fine. Demonologists, not sure about that. Orcs should be fine. Clerics, knightly order. I'm not sure, since VAP doesn't work. Dark druids, this is the same problem. Can we go woodsman? That army, it's gonna be hard to get back to like the normal Eador after we played crazy woodsman, paralyze everything kind of army. Here we will actually take some damage. Let's grab these 3 provinces first, improve the income. They're actually quite decent. Even this one, +3 to gem income, is pretty good. And then when I get like the feel for the army, how strong or weak it is, what we can afford to do, we can think about locations. And at that point we should also get more from the Legate. So, after 20 minutes of talking, we can finally start. Good. More locations. And this is gonna be pretty easy. But we need that income, so have to do it. What do we have? You are tier 2. Where do we want to have you? In the middle, probably. And Triare, I think is plural from Triarius. And what about you? You're gonna stay behind them. Let me read the description of the rain of javelins. The unit's ranged attack decreases the morale of the target by 2. In addition, the units standing next to the target lose half as much morale. So it's a short range ranged attack that decreases morale, decreases defense, and we can use double shot. So like it buries the damage with weakening effect. Here we don't have anything that we could activate, and here we have forced march with the raised shield. Let me read that as well. Increases its defense by 2, range defense by 5. That's pretty damn good. Standing and moving with raised shield consumes a lot of stamina. Okay. And the hero is gonna stand behind. How does it look like their movement, by the way? Do you want to... We gotta play defensively. I still want to know what we can do, how much we can move around. So just the Centurion is slow. I think it's still too early for the first fatigue. Okay. And this is gonna be the second one. Do you have double shot? You don't. Too bad. Our stats are pretty good. I think the skirmisher is gonna get hit by the spearman now. But that's fine, we can heal that and then we can easily kill it. Yep, there we go, no surprise. Let's try this. How effective? Holy crap. Oh, it actually removed all the hit points at once, and the individual shots were delayed. So I thought that the first shot from the double shot did 12 damage. That would be a bit crazy. And here, let's try to raise the shield. Okay, so he doesn't want to attack. I'm not surprised. And now the question is, how do you want to level the skirmisher? If you want to level it as a ranged unit, or as a melee unit with ranged ability, basically like kind of barbarian way, where barbarians, or the spearman way, where you also have the support ranged attack, though here the ranged attack is a lot more significant. They're even more hybrid. Their defenses really suck, so I probably don't want to have melee units from them. They would get one-shotted by everything. Okay, so we're gonna level them as range unit. I have no idea if he can do that, because they have only 3 ammo. Oh, or level them. What kind of medals we want to get for them? I should say it this way. Well, I'll try to go for ranged medals. At least we have enough damage to kill something. And you guys, let's get a kill here, and you just run forward. I think I'm not gonna waste gems on the single target heal. I'm just gonna use the ritual after this fight. Or maybe it's not even necessary. Okay, anything interesting? Medal for Courage. No. Why did we get Medal for Courage? If I remember requirements for this medal correctly, we have to lose quite a lot of morale to have a chance to get it. But I'm really not sure about the requirements. I just think that it has to do something with losing morale during a battle. Hmm. Well, I of course don't want this one. Next, barbarians. Let's do that. And building. So what we gonna need? Um, Usually I'd say we're gonna need school sorcery. I think we're gonna need it anyway, even though web doesn't work. Just for the astral energy. Or maybe I should build a monastery right away, so I don't forget about it. Any of those basic units that units, buildings that we don't have. Mercenaries Guild. I can wait. We should have guards, right? Yep, adventurers, recruits. Should be fine for now. Other spells. Don't think we need that. We don't have too many spell slots, so I think we're gonna build School of Sorcery, Monastery, and then we're just gonna wait. Nah, we definitely don't need the ritual yet. Can we build some provincial buildings? Pub. It's the best we can do. And we even have a theater because the pub increased population mood. Nice. Go. Keep exploring. And okay, 3 barbarians. It's gonna be interesting. We have only 2 fatigues. And we are standing in a swamp. Let's move down. Probably isn't a good idea to stand in the swamp. Down here we can just move forward and force them to stand in the swamp. Probably gonna move forward. And you're gonna move forward as well. How does it look like with our resistance? It's not horrible. But the shaman still could be a problem. Uh, yep, he's gonna get in the range and start shooting. Okay, let's move this guy back and this one as well. And you know what? You can move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the centurion is closest to the shaman, so the shaman can move 1 tile and shoot. Hopefully that's what he can do. I'm just gonna hide here in the corner. Okay. I want to attack the barbarian. Come on, turn around. Same here. And what about you? You should be safe still. Okay, next. We're gonna take a lot of damage here. Ow. So now you're gonna turn around, raise the shield. I know that we are standing in the swamp, but probably can't do anything about that. Not fatigue. How much damage can you do? 5 to 8. That's not enough. But we can do some damage here. You can get a kill, and we're gonna move this guy forward. You're gonna move back. I want to keep them stacked up. And the next turn, these three areas can start attacking the shaman. Oh, curse. That's not bad. It's a decent damage. I've even managed to get a kill there. And that means I'm not gonna use the skirmisher. I don't want to attack this barbarian. Who's in range, you just take more damage. Okay. Time for a second fatigue. Oh, we just lost all the remaining stamina. Wow. I think we should have enough damage to get a kill before the barbarian can do anything again. Well, that was definitely not like an amazing performance of the army. Centurion has decent damage, but again, it's extremely limited by the movement. Anything interesting? Nope. Still didn't get a level up for the commander. Not even half a level. Okay, after this fight, I probably should use the Chalice of Life. Okay, just checking that it really works. Some rituals are bugged, so want to make sure before I get to another fight. Anything interesting here? Night or that will be a massacre. Here we have a free settlement. That might be an option. Let's build a mill. First, we're gonna work on the economy. And I may even have to use the Legate as like a second combat hero. When I'm thinking about it, I may just have to give her a monk and clear some locations with her. I'm not sure that we'll be able to level the commander fast enough, because the army seems to be quite weak, and we can't get a healer. That's the problem, that we have all the tier 1 buildings for units built, and without the healer, that's a hard start. we can just go with tier 1 units and the monk. But the Centurion is doing a lot of damage. These guys are really weak. And we have very bad abilities for level 2. Maneuvering and leadership, definitely not something I'd pick myself if I was leveling the commander from 0. Okay, well, what I can say about the scenarios, it seems to be, or it seems that it's going to be a lot more challenging than all the previous scenario. Maybe not because of the difficulty of the setup. I'm not sure how aggressive and how good the AIs will be. I'm just saying that because of the situation that we started with. I think it's really bad. Just not built properly. Um, so I'll try to think about all of this off camera, how to improve the situation. Yeah, Legate has much better level ups. The offensive tactics 3 is pretty significant, and Horse Arch with Guardsmen, those guys can do some really good damage, especially when they're supported by a range healer. Maybe for a while I'll try to expand with the Legate and just fight with the commander until he gets some decent level ups, and then maybe we're gonna swap those roles. I just have to have a decent commander before I get to level 10 with the Legate when she becomes useless. Okay, so as I said, I'll have to think about this off camera. This is all for this part, so I hope that you liked it. Join me for the next one again, and until then, have a good time. Bye bye.